And yeah, anyways, that's the story on why I can't go on public transit in Stockholm anymore.
That's the reason why. Anyway, so we're live.
Hello everyone. Welcome to this tournament race between NilssonAlex and Titos. I'm not sure if it's Titos or Titos. Anyways, they're both gonna duke it out today in MC Boss Shuffle. Everyone's favorite mode so far in the tournament is what I'm hearing. If you're not super knowledgeable about this game mode, it's basically map and compass shuffle as well as full boss shuffle. So we're gonna have more items in the dungeons, and we're gonna have boss shuffle. So yeah, it's kind of a weird mode because like the MC part makes you want to go into dungeons more because there's more items, but then the boss shuffle is makes it a little bit more scary because you don't know if you're gonna be able to beat the boss.
Yep. So the M is map, the C is compass, and the B is boss shuffle. Saying more about this being a full shuffle, 3 of the bosses will have 2 iterations of them. Similar to how it is in the in the game, and then the rest of them will have 1 iteration. Both of them starting out and 20 rupees on Sanctuary. So yeah, bosses could effectively, it depends upon the tiles themselves, but you could have Cold Stare in Eastern Palace, for instance.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a tough ask. If you go into Eastern early.
I mean, try next on Eastern Palace, but yeah. We see a little bit of divergence here. NilssonAlex has done a tree pull, found out that it's arrows, and it's probably going to check Lumberjack ledge. The crab gives full magic, and Titos is going to get that map from Lost Woods. That's the map of Swamp Palace. Is there anything on Lumberjack ledge? No, just 3 bombs. But yeah, one more important thing to do with map and compass shuffle. The maps tell us whether a dungeon is a pendant or a crystal. So that map of Swamp Palace will tell us whether Swamp Palace is that when our runners go into Dark World. And the compass lets us know which boss is, in which dungeon. Titos is now in Link's house getting 10 arrows from that, so nothing big yet, but I'm sure we'll see some progression in Kakariko Village.
Yeah, I kind of like this. It looks like Nilsson is going for the same play here. It didn't get any early bombs, but they do have the money for buying bombs, so if they just go into CAC from the south, they can buy some bombs on the way. You just need to make sure you get 1 bomb in case there's something on the race game.
Yep, and Titos gets 2 bombs there.
Yeah, seems good.
So it is good. NilssonAlex is going to be checking Lake Hylia Island. I thought I saw a piece of heart, but I need confirmation on that.
I think there was a full heart container.
Okay, well.
But on the race game, we did have a piece of heart.
Yep. So, yep. Titos is now going up to library. It seems as though NilssonAlex is going to check Sahasrara and maybe an EP. Oh, I didn't see much on library. What was that? Just double checking.
I kind of missed that too, I'm afraid. But I'm sure chat saw what that was. Apparently it was trash.
Okay, I see. So we've got a map for Skull Woods, and Green Pendant is Thieves Town.
Oof, yeah, that's rough because Thieves Town is one of those bosses you can complete super quick in this game mode. With it being boss shuffle, you don't have to go grab the maiden.
So our first item is the flute in Sahasrara's closet.
Yeah, that's a great find. You get to activate it first time for Nilsson here going into CAC.
And yeah, this is exactly why some runners will put off Kakariko. Because you've got that bottle, you've got that flute, that if they're not in Kakariko, you can then route them in. So, paid off slightly well for NilssonAlex here.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if Nilsson got nothing from Saha, if he would have been tempted to do an early Eastern dive. With it being boss shuffle or, well, MC shuffle, there is more items in there. So he could have taken the gamble of just not getting an early bow and just go in and grab those items right away. But I think getting that fluid, you feel good enough leaving that area.
Yep. And there's the flippers. So, yeah, flippers on Tito's side. Kakariko, well, I mean, that's Under the Bridge. That is Waterfall Ferry. That is Zora. Effectively, with regards to that, do you think our runners will be starting to try to get some more money, perhaps going into Houlihan room in order to get up to those 500 groupies?
They might. The awkward thing with early flippers, though, is now that they got the flippers, they don't really have a way to do an early Houlihan anymore, unless they get the gloves. Because they can't do the just jumping into the water over and over again. And it's been kind of stingy on money so far. You do get a sword there in the back of Blindsight. That's really nice to have, especially in boss shuffle. You want to make sure you have a sword before going to a boss.
Yeah, I mean, what do we really still have? I mean, we've got the flipper checks, certainly. We've got Eastern Palace, but apart from that, it's what? Mini Moldom Cave, Ice Rock Cave, and Agina?
Yeah, pretty much those locations and the flipper shacks. We have we also have Hyrule Castle. We haven't seen Uncle or any of that yet.
Yeah. So we've still got a little bit. And we get that flute activation, so get your salutes in chat for the flute activation. So, yeah. Well, Walter, what do you think is the next progression that our runners is going to get, and where do you think it might be? I think I'll go for Mini Moldom Cave.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any part of the Dark World access yet. They're gonna get that sooner or later, and it looks like Titos is banking on it being in Eastern. Did do an extensive pause there after getting the flute, but decided to just keep going in anyways. I think early Eastern makes a lot more sense when it's MC shuffle, just because of those extra items. You know you're gonna get one big key in here, but rest of the entire dungeon is just items.
Yeah, it's a possible 5 items here. We'll see. There might be one item in the big chest if, you know, for instance, the big key is locked behind the boss, so there might be one item on the boss. Well, the big key chest isn't on. The big key isn't on the boss, so we'll see what the big key chest gives here.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have some divergence here. Nilsson's going with, I would say, a little bit more of a standard route, checking South Shore before heading into any dungeons.
Yep. So, a compass on NilssonAlex's side. Again, it tells you what boss will be. And Titos, 300 groupies. That might be very useful. So, yeah, NilssonAlex definitely picking up that compass there. Compass of Turtle Rock. I mean, out of all of them, I'd rather have a compass like Eastern Palace than Turtle Rock one in this situation.
Yeah, chances are that when you have access to Turtle Rock, you most likely have the ability to beat most of the bosses anyways.
So, yeah. NilssonAlex is checking Mini Moldom Cave, whilst Titos is Eastern Palace. Titos picking up that shovel. Again, that's one more check on there. And NilssonAlex is going to just defeat these Mini Moldoms. I mean, yeah. So, oh, those are the gloves in the big chest. That puts Back of Escape in logic. And doesn't seem as though there's anything in Mini Moldorm Cave. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've
So,
heard those gloves can be fairly important when you play Link to the Past randomizer.
yeah. So, Titos is going through the dark rooms of Eastern Palace. Basically, again, these are easy for our runners, but it does mean that whatever is in this chest is locked behind the lamp. Most likely we'll get the lamp soon anyways, though.
Oh, it kind of messed up the damage booster a little bit. Picking up some extra hearts just to play it safe.
And yeah, just money on Ice Rock Cave and money on, well, the Eastern Palace Big Key Chest. Titos is going out as he can't go further into Eastern Palace without a bow. And yeah, seems as though NilssonAlex will give us the Under the Bridge checks and the 2 Waterfall Fairy checks, and then go off to see King Zora. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and looks like Titus is gonna... Did find the flute, haven't activated that yet, but did find the shovel as well, so can kind of combine those a little bit here. If you're gonna walk to the to CAC to activate the flute, you might as well take this route. Just get that shovel check on the way.
Piece of Heart on Titos' side, and Piece of Heart, well, Under the Bridge check, so we'll get to see a bit more soon. The Glove in Isolation, I don't think it gives too many checks, so I'm sure we're going to see some progression soon. I mean, the only other thing I've forgotten to mention is with that flute, runners can go up the mountain, check Spec Rock Cave, and, well, check Spectacle Rock and go into Spectacle Rock Cave.
Yeah.
Out of logic, there's Old Man as well. And talking about the mountain, on NilssonAlex's side, he has now got the hook shot from the Waterfall Fairy. So that's Paradox Cave. 7 cents there.
Just opens up, like, you know, 1 or 2 more things up there. Definitely feel like an enticing play for Nilsson at this point, who already was around in the eastern area and dipped out. So especially, like, you don't have the gloves as well, so you don't really have that incentive to flute to 5 and go up to eastern.
Yeah. So again, NilssonAlex is going to rescue the old man. This is out of logic because NilssonAlex needs the lamp, but, you know, can do it very easily. NilssonAlex is using his sword in order to determine where he is, and is then just, well, doing it expertly, might I add. And, well, the old man gives Bombos. So, Bombos is out of logic, as it requires a lamp. It shouldn't worry our runners that much. But, yeah, that could open up Misery Mire or Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it also has... Bombos is really nice to get early in this game mode as well, with the boss shuffle. Now you actually have a way to defeat Coldstare. Even though, you know, Coldstare with a fighter sword is still not fun, but I mean, now at least it would be possible. And we do get a master sword, that would make those bosses a little bit better.
Yeah. In this mode, taking swords can be a huge benefit. Titos is going to be checking Desert Ledge, 3 bombs, and going to Agina's Cave now. Whilst NilssonAlex is picking up that second sword.
Oh, Nilsson go for the bomb jump here in Spec Rock. And didn't fall in the hole because they don't have any boots, so that's good news for Nilsson.
Yep, and the Compass of Swamp Palace is in Agina's Cave.
And Nilsson's gonna have to be a little bit careful here. One heart, gonna be in one-shot territory for pretty much any enemies here.
Yep. So Titos is now going to be giving us a check of the back of escape. So we're gonna see quite a few chests here, as NilssonAlex is, well, in Paradox Cave. So 10 checks from both our runners. On Alex's side, ooh, it's the bug net. And yeah, Titos is just hearts, although interesting to know, because the key was at the back, that would mean that effectively the back of escape is glove locked, correct?
Yes. But it also means that all of the front of escape is now in logic. Because in the front of escape, only the first chest is actually available without a small key.
There is a lamp on NilssonAlex's side. That puts, well, everything done by our runners so far out of logic, back into logic. This does... It does say the possibility that this is an Agaseed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, definitely...
And that's the cape!
Yeah, we're definitely getting a starter pack for Aga at this point.
The cape at Dark Cross.
It's very unfortunate that we can't get any boss shuffles in Castle Tower. I would love to see a runner just climb Aga Tower just to face like a Trinex or something.
I mean, I think I just want a special... Well, I'd like our runners to face off against Vitreous instead of Aghanim. And then Aga 2 is just 3 Vitreouses.
That would be amazing.
I mean, they shoot lightning as well, right? So, yeah. I did notice NilssonAlex opening a chest. It was 300 rupees. Was that... What chest was that? And it seems as though Titos is farming rupees here.
Yeah, it's gonna go for the flipper shakes and want to make sure they have 500 rupees for Sora as well.
Ah, it was Spiral Cave. Yeah, I saw the start of Spiral Cave and then saw the ending and was like, oh, wait a second, where is this again?
Mm-hmm.
Quake! So, Quake is in Hyrule Castle well.
Quake and a map of Turtle coincidence? Most likely.
Most likely. Now, there is one thing I want to point out with regards to both our runners that may make a difference in this race. Titos now has 500 rupees. Will probably be checking King Zora, whilst NilssonAlex isn't. If there's anything on King Zora, this is going to help Titos immeasurably. Yeah.
Sora is horribly isolated for Nilsson at the moment. I think the best chance for him to get back there somewhat quickly would be like a mirror when you go to Catfish, and he just found a mirror.
Just randomly say words and the items will appear, right?
I mean, if it works, why not?
I can't believe that happened. But yes, you could theoretically mirror from Catfish everybody. So Titos is now getting that hook shot from the Waterfall Fairy. There's only one more chest in Hyrule Castle.
And that mirror also opens up Hera, which is fully in logic. Be beatable, or at least to get to the boss. But most likely we can beat any boss up there.
I can check
because we can't have a Trinex up there, and we can't have Argus. And even if we could have an Argus, we have Hookshot. So yeah, no matter what boss is up there, they have the ability to beat it.
Yep. Well, I can confirm that yes, basically Tower of Hera should be fully completable because it's either sword or it's cold staff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to think. There's Tower of Hera. Is there anything else? I really don't think there is.
Is Hera
Maybe no. Can't even
Hera
do
and Pyramid? I think is the only thing we have. We do have powder, but we don't have any access to magic bat yet.
I mean, before even going into Dark World, we will need. Oh gosh, no, we do have access.
Yeah, the pyramid. Pyramid has one item, and it can give us progression.
Pyramid gives us access to not just the one item. It gives us access to Graveyard Ledge. I believe we can still get there. I might be wrong.
Yeah, you would need to flipper and hookshot to get there, which you can't do as a bunny.
Oh yeah,
because we have no moon pearl yet.
You can't hookshot as a bunny. Yeah, true.
The only item you can really use as a bunny to any great effect is the mirror, and and those shenanigans aren't really in logic.
Yeah. So, well, chat saying vanilla moon pearl. I mean, I think it is.
Yeah, that really doesn't seem too unlikely.
Yeah, both are.
Well, 4 items in Hera, and 1 on Pyramid. So definitely a good chance of something progressive being in Hera, and Nilsson is heading up there right now. So we'll find out that answer soon enough.
Yeah, we really will be.
Would you pick up the compass here on Spectacle Rock?
I can't remember how many compasses have been taken, but I think I would, just in case there's a Trinex. Because we'd still need the ice and fire rods if there is a Trinex. I believe NilssonAlex. Well, did NilssonAlex pick up that compass?
He did, yeah. It was for Skullwoods, which is also another place where Trinex actually can't be. But I think Skullwoods is kind of nice to have anyway. So there could be some nasty bosses in back of Skullwoods. So it could be nice to just be a little bit prepared on what you're jumping down to.
Okay, so NilssonAlex getting a small key is going to Hera part to the top. So that small key means that there's a big key in Hera basement.
Yeah, and not grabbing that big key right away, which is interesting because there's always going to be an item in the big chest when you get a small key like that. In this particular game mode. Yeah,
so NilssonAlex getting a bottle there, that does mean that Sick Kid is in logic here. So Sick Kid might be an out.
There's our cold stare. Good thing we have bombos.
Yeah, well, the old man always helps. If it's not a mirror for getting up to Tower of Hera, it's bombos.
Yeah,
I think he knew cold stare was up here.
This could be a very much required cold stare with 6 hearts green mail. It's a tough fight. Nilsson is already in one-shot territory here if he gets a hug. Oof.
Oh!
And that's unfortunate. We'll see if Nilsson goes back straight away.
He does.
Looks like he will. He might actually get the big chest this time around on the way up.
Yep, he is deciding to do Hera basement to get that big key. It is a confirmed item. Titos is going to Hyrule Castle.
That's good news because he'll get the mirror from this.
Yeah, definitely good news on Titos' side.
And I also don't think Titos really have anything left to do at this point.
Oh yeah, I might have seen it. If so, I might have forgotten. So forgive me. But King Zora has been checked and has been nothing. I think it was 3 bombs, correctly.
Something like that, or it was nothing important at least.
Okay. And Nilsson Alex, done with Hera basement?
He's probably just took like a short break.
Yeah. I was wondering whether he was trapped there for a second, lighting up all 4 torches, and we know this is the big key.
Yeah, that's something Nilsson could do here, which normally you wouldn't do. But he's going to Herapod here again. I do believe he has powder, and now he does have that bottle as well, so he could actually capture a fairy on the way up. And that would help out the boss fight quite a bit.
Yeah, it definitely would. I mean, close to doubling your life there, so it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, and I think like a fairy is even better than a potion here, because you don't have a fire rod to use that magic anyways. So
Nilsson Alex dropping down to the Hera big chest, just 20 rupees, no moon pill.
All right, so our progression is either behind Aga or behind a super early cold stare in Hera, or behind both.
There's a kid as well.
Oh yes, a kid as well.
Yep. Well, I mean,
Sick Kid might actually be the most devious of those 3.
It definitely would. I mean, after doing the other 2 checks, like, well, yeah, after doing Cold Stare and Pyramid Ledge, you know, the thing is that you probably, it would be nice having Sick Kid having progression. That's all I'd be saying.
Right, Nilsson using some of this magic as well here to get some use out of the cape. Ooh, did get a hug there and got a hit, but does have that fairy, will get full health back, so can take at the very least 1 hug or 2 hits from the icicles here. And Titos is just done with this. He's just gonna go for Aga instead.
Okay, man. Well, if Titos is going for Aga, well, do you want to play a game, Walter?
Sure. I think I'm like contractually obligated to say 4, so I'll just say that right away.
Okay, well, everybody in chat, Agnum has a specific pattern.
This is scary.
Ooh, yeah, this is scary. Nilsson, pause buffering. Can he survive this?
Oh.
No! Oh!
That is super rough.
But, yeah, I mean... So...
It can be really easy to, like, get some early tilt from something like this as well.
So, well, Nilsson Alex is going to Sick Kid. Is this our progression? But yeah, on Titos' side, with regards to Aga, 2 through 4, they might not be reflectable. Just another bottle.
Wow, thanks, Sick Kid. They definitely didn't need that like 5 seconds ago on Cold Stare.
Yeah, definitely didn't need that. So, yeah, your options are 0 to 15 on how many non-reflectable attacks Agnum is going to put towards our runners. Anything else is basically impossible because of just of the way that Agnum is set up.
Yeah. Yeah, the count is if you do the fight optomy. Let's get another red. So double potion might put Nilsson to go back up to her again. Maybe he'll just do Aga as well. I mean, it's a little bit scary doing Aga when you don't have Moon Pearl. But the thing is, like, even if you don't get the progression on the pyramid, it's quite likely Aga is required to see it anyways.
I mean, Moon Pearl has to be either on Cold Stare or Yeah, this is definitely aggro required, right? Because if Moonpearl, no, it isn't definitely aggro
Yeah,
required.
it
If
could be
Moonpearl is,
something on Cold Stare that leads us to the rest of the checks, but it's quite unlikely that will happen.
yeah,
Like,
Moonpearl on Pyramid will give a lot more.
yeah, and even if you don't get Moonpearl on Pyramid, like most likely it will be an Aga seed anyways, and then you just done Aga. Like Aga is already done when you get the Moonpearl later.
So yeah, NilssonAlex is now doing Eastern Palace, whilst Titos.
Right, he hasn't been there yet.
No, he hasn't.
Well, this is good. He's gonna get the gloves. Definitely will need those at some point.
So Titos has got, I believe, 4 hits on Aga, and that is 2 blue balls.
It looks like it's gonna be 3 blue balls on Aga today.
Yep. So who's the winner? And well, just answering chat, Alex has been to Sahasrara's hut because, well, he's got the flute, which is there. Titos defeating Aga. And what is on Pyramid? 20 rupees! The answer, it's Cold Stare, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is rough. So Cold Stare required with this amount of gear is that's really mean. Might be the hardest boss fight you can get this early.
But yeah, the first person to guess 3 was Stella Zio 1. So congratulations on getting that correct. I just can't believe it. It's not an Aga seed. It's not an Aga seed.
It still very much could be an Aga seed. Like say you get Moonpearl from Cold Stare, then Aga is still required.
True.
Or even if you
course.
yeah. So we don't know yet, but I would say it's still quite likely to be an Aga seed because like even if we get a hammer on Cold Stare, for example, that only unlocks like 1 check.
Well, I mean, let me think.
If you get mitts on Cold Stare, that would be kind of scary if you've done Aga. Because then all of a sudden you have desert and you have checkerboard cave and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm just trying to think because, you know, what you've said today, I didn't even think about it, but yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah,
it's overrated. I've been trying to think my entire life. It's never done any good for me, so.
Yeah. Tell me. But yeah. So I mean, all these mirrors and logic, the mitts are the only ways for our runners to. I mean, if Titos, for instance, got the hammer in Tower of Hera, that would grant Village of Outcasts access. Which
not without the bird.
I'm just trying to. Well, what I'm trying to say is, couldn't Titos then go to Graveyard Ledge in K45?
No, because when you take that portal, you have to either lift a bush or lift a rock, and you can't do either of those as a bunny.
Okay.
So pretty much the only thing they can do in Dark World as a bunny in this game mode is the pyramid, or like walking around in my area and mirroring.
Okay.
All right, Titos is in Hera. Gonna find out some bad news here. That it's a Cold Stare fight required. I'm not sure where Nilsson is heading. Actually gonna check out the shovel probably. from
Yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah.
So after this, Nilsson is gonna be forced to go up Aga or back up to Colster again. That was an interesting a visual glitch, if I could even call it that.
Okay, Titos is walking up the stairway to Cold Stare. Let's see. Same amount of hearts, 6 hearts for Titos. Nothing in the bottle as of yet. Round 1.
Ooh, almost took that middle fall and gets bugged right away. Yeah, this is a super tough fight.
Yeah. So Titos going for round 2. We'll probably be doing exactly the same thing that NilssonAlex did.
Yeah, grab the ferry on the way up. And Nilsson is gonna go do Aga as well here. And it just feels bad because like it never feels good taking a death, but when you take, especially when you start taking like multiple deaths on a boss, it feels really bad because most of the times you just figured my opponent probably one-shotted this, and that means I'm super behind.
I'm going to say this, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I miss Moldorm. I actually miss Moldorm.
Moldorm,
Please.
Would be much more preferable here.
Please, Moldorm, come back.
All right, starting off good with some spins here. Ooh, it is in one-shot territory, but I do believe he picked up that ferry.
Yeah, I do believe so as well. So it's 3 hits. Titos can only take 2.
And I mean, when normally you play against Moldorm here, and you thought it's rude falling to Moldorm, like falling after like doing half of Cold Stare is way worse.
So Titos can only take 1 hit here.
All right, 1 puff down.
I'm holding my breath here. This is just dodging all the time.
Yeah. Ooh, you might not want to hold your breath. This is a long fight.
Yeah, you have a point there.
Oh, 1 more puff down, but it's in one-shot territory, even from the ice as well. So it's gonna have to be careful for that as well. Going for cape. Doesn't have too much magic. Oh, gets the puff down. Nicely done.
Yeah, Cold Stare down.
That's our Moon Pearl.
This is an Agaseed?
Yeah. So this is, I mean, this is good news for Titos, and it's good news for Nilsson, because they're both doing Aga, and Aga is required.
Oh gosh, another Agaseed. Well, so Titos can now go to Pyramid, and yeah, got plenty of options here now with that Moon Pearl.
Okay, Nilsson kind of scared me for a while there. Had the mirror equipped on this boss fight. Alright, so Titos is gonna go straight up to either Catfish or just go over to the East Dark World here. Or actually West Dark World.
I mean, might be Catfish and then West Dark World. So.
Yeah, with beating Aga and having the mirror, you can use Saving Quay to go back to the pyramid right away.
Yeah.
And just take that walk back up again.
I'm just trying to think. We don't really know which dungeons are what. None of our runners have done a map check as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really even know what items are acquired. I mean, saying that, even if we did, we wouldn't know where Trinex is, so we wouldn't know if the Ice Rod was acquired. So Catfish just gives a piece of heart. I mean, where do both of our runners go now?
Well, Nilsson has to go up the mountain to beat Hera. And it's gonna buy some magic here. And Titos is walking back, so I must imagine this is a play to skip pod for now.
Yep. Titos hook-shotting across the river. So, let's see. Tons of checks here. Yeah, Titos walking the long way to Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah. I mean, if you're ever gonna do Graveyard Ledge without the boots, might as well be in a Naga seed where you're actually walking past here anyways.
Yeah. I mean, there was no other way, realistically.
Oh, that blue mail. That would have been nice to have a little bit earlier.
Yeah, definitely would have been really nice for both our runners on Tower of Terror. So yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to think. There's, well, a lot of this time difference right now can be because of NilssonAlex's death on Cold Stare, having to go back up the mountain again. How do we think he makes back up the time?
I mean, we're still kind of early in the seed. We're looking for a lot of items. We don't even know all the items we're looking for right now, but we're definitely missing quite a bit.
Yeah.
The thing is with an Agassi, though, it can be quite linear for quite a while after beating Aga. The big divergence would be like if Nilsson goes straight into pod. Otherwise, he's probably just going to follow Tito's path here.
Yeah, so NilssonAlex now using the cape. Round 3 against Cold Stare.
Yeah, and is doing slashes here as well. Does use the magic of the cape a bit slower. So definitely getting the maximum value out of this. You just have to be a little bit careful. It's when you're using the cape here, it can be a little bit easier to like just walk off the edge.
Yeah, I didn't see much on Titos' side with regards to the big key chest.
Has to be careful here. 1 puff left. You cannot take a hug anymore.
Blue potion then?
Yeah, you might as well play it safe here.
Just, well, it didn't hit, but I nearly thought it was just 1 second before hitting that blue potion. And that is Cold Stare down.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, so Titos still in the front of Skull Woods.
Yeah, I can't really say if Titos found anything there yet, because I was just hard focusing on that boss fight.
Yeah. The one thing we do know now is that Skull Woods is definitely a crystal. So we need the Fire Rod in this seed.
Very nice first try with the hookshot there to just save some frames. Gets a full heart. We're getting a lot of health. Just look how many extra hearts Titos have already.
2 more than Cold Stare. 2 more.
Yeah, and then with the Bloom Mail, it's basically like doubling your health as well.
Yeah. So NilssonAlex's first play is going to be checking the Catfish. Now, is this also going to be a play for Skull Woods and for all those Overworld checks in Dark World?
Yeah, Yeah, because if Nilsson does follow in the same footsteps of Titos here, then for quite a while, Titos is going to have an advantage of being ahead a bit.
Yeah. 50 rupees in C-shaped house, by the way. 2 checks in chess game, and it's just money. So, Titos going into Thieves Town. We know that this is a green pendant. And apart from needing the hammer for the big chest, you can get everything in here. 6 items.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be very interesting to see if Titos goes to the back or not. I imagine he'll pop in to the boss fight just to see if it's something he can beat quickly. If not, you can always mirror out. It's a little bit scary going to the back without the hammer, but at the same time, like if you don't do it now, like it's gonna be quite a while before you get back here again if you don't get the hammer anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a risk you have to take when you go do this loop before doing pot. Like you kind of get forced into doing some slightly suboptimal plays potentially, or you're skipping something for quite a while.
So Titos has now gotten the cane from Thieves Town. It's a good find, but we definitely need a bit more for those later dungeons.
Yeah, it's a good start. They get the mushroom as well, which you know it could be something. It's kind of on hold if it is something in that chest or not until he checks that, I guess. It's gonna go straight in here, Moldor.
Oh. Yeah.
This is gonna be a breeze compared to the coaster.
Yeah, I missed you, Moldorm. And with that, Moldorm is gone. So, well, what does Titos get? Another bottle. Well, Titos doesn't have the 3rd bottle from Sick Kid, but still, it is a bottle.
Yeah, probably gonna get that soon here if he remembers to mirror. It does mirror to get that blue potion as well here.
Yep. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Titos is, well, didn't do the back of Thieves Town, and is now going to do the mushroom check here.
Yeah, with the flute is something you can do really quickly. Was already next to a flute spot anyways, so you can just flute back real quick. Let's get the other cane. It's a good safety. We do have the cape already though, so not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't unlock any... Well, it doesn't help unlock any additional progression here. The only progression the Cane of Burner and the cape would give us... Well, the cape gives us... Bumper Ledge, but I believe that's already been checked to see nothing. The only thing both of them give is Spike Cave, which we need the hammer for.
Yeah. Yeah, like the only use you would have of the blue cane at this point would be to save some magic, because it uses less magic than the cape.
Yeah. Chat asking, Titos did Thieves Town back. Titus has done the boss of Thieves Town because this is boss shuffle. You can just go into the boss room and defeat the boss. Titos hasn't done the Maiden's Chest, the big chest. Well, you can't do the big chest, and the chest near the bombable roof. Hasn't done those. Nothing in Dick Game. We'll get Cave 45 soon on Titos' side.
Yeah, and NilssonAlex actually disregarded Skullwoods for now, I think. Which, if he continues with that, is actually gonna be kind of helpful, because Wasn't anything in there for now.
So, yep, nothing in K45, and it seems as though NilssonAlex is doing the same thing as Titos has done in Thieves Down. Ooh!
That's a good find.
Yep.
And we do get a map check. Turtle Rock was a red pendant, and it looks like a swamp and I mean Skullwoods and Mire was crystals.
Yes, they were just blue crystals. So we've got that information now. So yeah. Tito's going to be checking the 5-6 requirements. Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera. So that Tower of Hera crystal was a 5-6 crystal.
Yep. So we got one of them already. Eastern is a pretty good crystal dungeon as well. It's not that very long.
We're just waiting for the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Titos going into Hype Cave or Bow Cave, is it?
Might be.
I'm putting my hopes here. 3 bombs first chest. Then a piece of heart. 50 rupees, 20 rupees, and 20 rupees. I was hoping for a bow there. Oh well. I don't know. Can I give Hype Cave negative numbers, or is 0 enough?
I don't know. There's definitely more rupees than any form of hype that Cave provided today.
Yeah.
Turning in the green pendant was only a map. NilssonAlex is gonna flip back to his portal as well.
I'm just thinking with this setup, by the way, that on Titos' side, I mean, Swamp Palace is in logic.
Yeah.
8 items there.
Makes a lot of sense, I think, here.
I know Titos is opening it up now. Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, that's what Titos is doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crystal. And it's full clearable. So, well, most likely full clearable, depending on the bows. It's really only Trinex that could put a stop to it being full clearable at this point.
Yeah. I'd assume for something like this, it would be good to go left side. We did see a map check on Titos' side. I don't believe that Titos has the compass, so we didn't see what the boss is, or did I just not see the boss on that?
I definitely did not see it if it was available. I was definitely not distracted by reading chat or anything like that.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, this is all what, well, basically, you know, this is all put on for all of chat. So of course I'm going to be reading chat as well. It's yeah, it's lovely.
Nilsson skipping that compass. Kind of like it. Nilsson did take a couple of pretty bad deaths, or like it probably feels pretty bad taking those deaths, and did have to go back to Sora another time as well and stuff like that. So like you just try and save any time you can at this point.
So
there's a big key, so we definitely have 2 items on left side swamp.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have 2 items locked behind left side swamp anyways, but it's not going to be a big key over there.
Yeah, it's always a bit nicer to our runners to have the big key at the front rather than at the back, because you don't have to double dip.
Yeah, it just makes the decision of going left side right away a bit easier, I think.
But yeah, so did we check what boss is in here? Titos did do a map check in the dungeon, which should say which boss it is. I did not see it, so yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's because they didn't. Although no, they've got the item counters. So yeah, Titos just checked it so quickly I couldn't see it. So Titos should know what boss it is. Betting you that if Titos goes to the back here, it's not Shinex.
Yeah, I see some rumors in chat that it's Blind who's the boss here.
Yeah, okay.
And NilssonAlex is gonna go in here as well. So pretty much he's following in Tito's footsteps right now. Which, I mean, it isn't bad really, because Titos is finding all the progressions, so Nilsson's gonna get that too. But
Yeah.
it will have to continue to make up some time. Did already save some time by skipping Skullwoods for now. And if he manages to like full clear that or like go mode that later, that will be time saved.
Yeah, so,
but it's kind of half of a Swamp Palace behind now, so I mean it's not that bad. It definitely something you can make up for the rest of the race here.
Yeah. So Mitts were in left side Swamp. I mean that's Ice Palace. That's possibly Misery Mire. Although I'm seeing one difference on the tracker between NilssonAlex and Titos, and I do want to double check it. It doesn't seem as though Titos has Quake. Did Titos not go to Hyrule Castle well? That's where I've documented it.
No, I'm pretty sure he has the Quake, because I have a hard time thinking Titos would do Aga before checking those items.
We'll just have to see the next time Titos menus, because I can't be for certain. I know that, yeah. I know one of our runners definitely did check Hyrule Castle well, so definitely has Quake. So that is correct. It's just do both of them.
Yeah, I mean...
But yeah.
Alright, we'll see if Nilsson goes straight to the left side here as well.
So yeah.
There's Blind.
Yeah, there is Blind. So, yeah. Wow. It just amazes me these runners can do such quick map checks and just have it all at hand like that. But, yeah. So 7, 8, 9 hits on Blind. That is Blind down, and that is Swamp Palace fully cleared.
Yep.
This is still from Argus.
And Nilsson is skipping left side Swamp for now. And I mean, going to the back straight away kind of makes it feel like he's not going to go to the left side Swamp at all.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's going to be a big bump in NilssonAlex road forward here.
Saying that, I mean, Mitts are one of the... It's our main progression now. What does NilssonAlex have that isn't left side Swamp at this point?
It would be Pod pretty much. I mean, I guess like the one way this could be a blessing would be like everything else Nilsson needs is in Pod, and he just gets forced to go back to Swamp early. Meanwhile, Titos starts doing a lot of like crystals or like just Dark World dungeons and checks with the mitts and not getting anything, but seems fairly unlikely that's gonna happen. With it being mitts though, like definitely will force Nilsson fairly soon to come back at least.
So yeah. Titos going into Palace. And yeah, this Cane of Samaria definitely going to come handy for Titos right here. We'll see Icebreaker in a second, and it helps with the end of Ice Palace as well.
Yeah. It could also be like, by the way, Nilsson like didn't really get any progression here in Swamp, right? So
yeah,
if he got something else good here in the back, maybe you skip left side swamp. But with not getting anything, like maybe that will push him to just go back in as well.
Yeah. Normally, when I think of skipping left side swamp, it's because it's only a temporary thing because the big key's at the back, so you double dip it. And yeah, it seems as though NilssonAlex is going after swamp altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it, especially with like that entire Hera situation. I can definitely see where you would want to cut corners to gain some time back. It's just going to be a bit unfortunate, but I do believe that after pod, Nilsson is pretty much going to be forced to go back unless he finds a lot of progression in here.
Yep. So, I mean, the best thing I think for NilssonAlex right now, hear me out, is Bow in Palace of Darkness. And Palace of Darkness is a crystal.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal to me.
Other than that, I think that Titos does have quite a substantial lead, and anything else in pod is going to either have that lead be the same or even increase Titos' lead on here.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think. I mean, it's bad skipping the mates. It's not a bad play to necessarily to skip left side swamp, especially in this sort of a seed. But it would be a lot worse if it was something that doesn't block so many items.
So things are looking a bit up for NilssonAlex here. The Ice Rod in Palace of Darkness.
Definitely nice to have. I don't think we're... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, what I was going to say, we don't know if the Ice Rod is hard required because we don't know what the bosses are. So it's possible our runners don't have to face Trinix this whole seed.
And until you have the Fire Rod, like Ice Rod doesn't really do much for bosses anyways, but it's just nice to know that you don't have to go look for an Ice Rod later on in the seed. Got a Vitreous fight here, but we do have like I think this is why facing Vitreous with the cape is like so much nicer. And they don't like you don't have all those small eyes just running around everywhere in the arena. They just follow you, so you can get many hits on all of the eyes at the same time.
So 2 keys are on the right side of. Well, in the right side of Palace of Darkness. I don't know my... Ooh, that's the boots. So that's definitely helpful for NilssonAlex.
Yeah, Nissan just found his top speed here.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, Ice Palace completed by Titos. I did not see anything in Ice Palace itself. But
yeah, I don't really see anything good there as well. So far, this pod is actually kind of good for Nilsson. Like, it's giving him items he probably will need, and it is really good to have. But it's not really unlocking too much. He wants to find progression, but he doesn't want to find progression that will force him to like go all over the map. He still wants to get forced to go back to Swamp fairly soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Fire Rod gives Skull Woods, and that would mean that Titos would at least have to come back here. I mean, at the moment, we don't know if Titos needs to be here. Titos is opening up Misery Ma, 20 rupees, and Red Mail.
Well, pod is a crystal, so we will see Titos here at some point.
Yeah, true.
Oh, speaking of Fire Rod.
Yep.
But once again, like Fire Rod, it doesn't unlock very much. It's one dungeon, Skullwoods, which is a crystal, and Frederick Quick. He pretty much has 2 boots shakes he could do. He could shake Skullwoods, and you know that's about it for now.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's a bow soon, then NilssonAlex won't need to double dip. Otherwise, even if it's, you know, look, even if it's quicker, having just to race to the back. Ooh, that's ether as well. Then NilssonAlex will probably lose a little bit of time here. But, I mean, the boots make up that little bit of time. You know, the longer that NilssonAlex has the boots that Titos does not, just gives this slight, you know, this slight speed advantage, really.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much every check that Titos is doing now is going to be checks that Nilsson can do a bit faster.
But yeah, Titos has gone up into Misery Mire. And yeah, that big key is on the ladder room. Well, it's normally called a god mire.
Yeah, so the dream for Nilsson would be to find the bow before being forced to go back to Swamp Palace, because then he would have Mitsuko mode and could just like full clear everything, or like go mode everything that Titos has been doing.
So nothing in King's Tomb, as much as I can see. Titos is going to be full clearing Misery Mire here. So that could be some time that NilssonAlex makes back, especially if NilssonAlex finds the bow soon. And that is tempered.
That's nice to have, for sure.
Really nice to have. There are 2 bows, so yeah. I guess if NilssonAlex gets a bow now, then this race starts to get really interesting.
Yeah, I think honestly, if Nilsson finds a bow here in Skullwoods, I think he has a major advantage, because like it will put him back to Pod and Eastern, but those are both crystals he needs to do anyways. And after that, he will have nothing else to do but go get those meds. Meanwhile, like Titos has the entire world open because of those meds.
Yeah, Dark Death Mountain, Hookshot Cave. I mean, you could open up TR most likely. Again, it depends if TR is ether or not.
Yeah. Oh, right. Back of Feast Town is something we haven't seen yet. Which is something Nilsson probably will do if there's nothing here in Skullwoods after those.
And yeah, the sword. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the best case scenario of Titos would be like both of the bows being locked behind Met. And as soon as he gets the bow, it will put him into Pod, and that would pretty much give him go mode.
Ah, yes. Titos did the front of Skullwoods. NilssonAlex hasn't done the front of Skullwoods, so this will be a little bit of time that NilssonAlex will take after defeating the boss of Skullwoods.
Yeah. And after clearing front of Skullwoods, will be right next to Feast Town as well. Get a vanilla boss fight here. Is this even boss shuffle? Nicely done there. Hey, we get another Muffula, slightly less vanilla. Looks more like a mint version. Right, so we've seen, is that our first duplicate boss of the sea?
Yes, there are no more Mothulas that can possibly be bosses now.
All right, so Titos clearing another crystal, so that's good. Like, getting those crystals is something we're gonna need. But still not finding any progression, which makes sense, because we know, like, pretty much everything is in pod. Only other progression we could find would be a bow. At this point. Or something that leads to the bow, like the book. I guess we haven't have any of our runners done Magic Bat? I don't think so, right?
No, they haven't yet.
Makes sense that none of them have done that yet, but powder is something we got quite early.
It was because of that lack of a hammer near the start. And yeah, the hammer wasn't there at the start, and neither really was the midst.
Yeah, and as soon as we got the hammer and or mitts, we had better options than just going straight to Magic Bat. Oh, I guess Spike Cave is also a spot that both have open to them.
Yeah. Now, as much as I've gotten, well, my computer to calculate this, it's 13% likely to have a Trinex on Eastern Palace and 13% on Pod. I don't think we've seen the bosses on either one of those.
And that sounds correct.
Okay, yeah. Didn't see much in Super Bunny Cave. We'll be seeing Hookshot Cave now.
Yeah, and it will be very interesting to see if it's Ether to get into Turtle Rock or if it's one of the others. Because if it's one of the others, Titos quite likely might be heading in there soon.
Normally, Turtle Rock shoves our runners out quite early on because there's a small chance it's Fire Rod locked, but sorry, there's a huge chance it's Fire Rod locked. And a small chance it isn't. The other way around.
Yeah, that's super fair. So probably won't be forced to go too far in here. But could go all. I mean, you could go all the way to Lace Bridge. But most likely, it's gonna get stopped super early, or have to go over to like the big chest, the Mimic Cave.
Yeah. I don't know all the checks that need to happen here. Titos opening up Turtle Rock, and it's Quake, so it's not Ether. But yeah, you've got a chest in the west and basically the first floor of Turtle Rock that has to be a key. Then you go further in, there's only one chest there. That has to be a key, so it's highly unlikely that, you know, one of those won't lock our runners out. Small key in the Maiden's chest, and NilssonAlex has the big chest. And yeah, Titos, there's a shield in Turtle Rock, is locked out. Turtle Rock Fire Rock.
That's a huge find for Nilsson, getting a bow in the big chest of Feast Town.
Yeah. Whoa.
So yeah, after doing, I do believe after doing the powder check here and then Spike Cave, we'll be forced to go back to get those mids and get go mode. That is a big turn of events here, because Titos is probably not heading to Feast on anytime soon, so would have to find the other bow.
So this is Magic Bat. We actually don't want the book now on NilssonAlex's side. Just 20 rupees from Magic Bat. Yeah, I mean, getting that bow from the back of these down for NilssonAlex, really, really useful here. Titos can be bailed out here with a bow, though. There are two bows. So it is possible that there's a bow somewhere else where neither NilssonAlex or Titos have checked. NilssonAlex is going to be doing Pod and Eastern Palace.
All right, Titos is floating to 3. So this could, this is most likely, or like, it's probably more likely that he's gonna head for like the Smith chain rather than heading into Pod or Feast Town. But if he heads into Feast Town, this race just got even more interesting.
Yeah.
But looks like we are heading for the entire Smith chain here.
Yeah.
All right, so Nilsson is gonna clear out the bosses in Pod and Eastern.
Yep.
Not really gonna be any faster doing this now or later. But the big thing is Nilsson is gonna be able to go mode Ice Path and Mire. Not sure where that big key in Mire was. Was it in any
It
like?
was go mode. It was go mode. It was God Mire.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, one thing I do want to like completely clarify here: Titos is doing checks that he needs the mitts for. NilssonAlex, when NilssonAlex gets the mitts, he will not be doing these checks because he'll be in go mode. This time that Titos is taking is time that Titos is losing to NilssonAlex right now.
Yeah, imagine skipping left side swamp when it's progression there and it's saving you time. That's the kind of plays that Nilsson does.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, the thing is, even if like Titos heads to Pod, that's like he's gonna find everything he needs except for the bow there, but like that would probably put him even further away from going back to Feast Town.
Okay, so this is Lammo. Yeah. Well, that is NilssonAlex's 5th crystal. Sorry, 4th.
Yeah, it's fine. He's gonna grab that 5th quite soon.
Yeah.
So I guess Nilsson will probably do Big Bomb as well before heading him back to the swamp.
Yeah. I mean, Big Bomb might point Nilsson to swamp.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking like all of those small checks that he's gonna do before swamp, like they could add up, and especially if like one of those happens to have like the book, because that will make him go to desert as well, most likely before swamp. Yeah. And that is probably actually Titos is heading into Feast Town, so it's gonna get the bow here and then most likely head to Pod and get go mode as well. So this now all of a sudden, like Titos might actually be in a pretty good spot here.
I mean, Titos still has to full clear Pod. If I was going to take my estimate on this, just considering everything, Titos, I think Titos is in slightly better position here, because if Titos goes to Pod, it's go mode, it's great.
Yeah, but, and I have a very hard time thinking he goes in here, gets the bow, and does not head to a Pod that's untouched.
Yeah. But the thing is that I'd actually say that NilssonAlex has the advantage here, just because it will take some time to complete Misery Ma, and on that there'll be about the same amount of crystals. So it really depends how quickly does NilssonAlex go to left side swamp. I mean, considering it's Argus here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the game couldn't give a bigger hint. Here you go. Go back to Swamp Palace, Nilsson. Go back to Swamp Palace. There's Argus here.
The thing is, Nilsson skipping left side swamp. He's gonna have to stick by that decision. So he's probably not going back until it's the very last thing he can do. But as of right now, he can't do much else. So that's the good news for him. But the thing is, like going back to left side swamp. I mean, it still takes quite a bit of time to get there. And Titos is gonna have fast dungeons here. Like Eastern is just a boss rush. Swamp Skullwoods is the same.
I mean, it is Eastern Pod and Skullwood, so yeah. But it does seem as though NilssonAlex is climbing the mountain. I'm trying to see, is this a spike cave check?
Yeah, this is gonna be a spike cave, and then we probably get to see the big bomb, and then it's only one check left for him, which is swamp, unless he finds the book in one of these two. But we know he's not gonna find it in spike, so it would have to be on the big bomb.
So yeah, Titos is fluting away. It is to 5.
Yep. But yeah, as you mentioned, we'll have to full clear pod before getting that go mode, because they're kind of sprinkled around in the dungeon.
Yeah. I'd say for a good race, like, it really has to be Swamp Palace soon for NilssonAlex.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Titos is still in a very good position here.
Nilsson fluting to 4. Yeah, I think it's going to be Big Bomb, like you said. And then probably... I think it will be Swamp Palace. But,
yeah, I think Book is the only thing that could stray him away from not going back to Swamp after this. Oh, it's actually heading to Swamp right away.
Oh! Now we have a race. So, on NilssonAlex's side, NilssonAlex has to go to the left side of Swamp. Has to do a Go Mode Maya, Go Mode Ice Palace. Go Mode Maya not being too bad, Go Mode Ice Palace can be. On Titos' side, let me see. I'm trying to think. The Fire Rod is buried quite deep, so basically a full clear from Titos on Pod, and then a small clear on Eastern Palace. Yeah, I'd say this is a race. But
yeah, I mean this race has so many ups and downs. It's like a it's like a roller coaster or a very unstable stock market.
Well, I'd say possibly. It's tough to tell, but with that spike cave check, I'd say NilssonAlex might be a little bit behind, maybe like 30 seconds or whatnot on the GT climb. That's sort of my prediction.
Yeah, and 30 seconds is definitely something you could make up in a GT climb, especially with like some boss shuffle shenanigans, and you also have the potential of divergence in GT as well, which could make a really big difference. But Nilsson will hit Go Mode before Titos, I think. But Nilsson has, even though he's going to be able to skip everything in Maya and in Ice Palace, it's still longer than Titos going back to Eastern and back over Skullwoods.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. This is really hard. It's gonna be close, I think, one way or another.
Yeah. NilssonAlex rushing across, going up both sets of stairs right now. Up to the first floor with tons more water in Swamp Palace. Dropping down right now. Opening up the first chest. Still only 20 rupees. Rushing across. Going to second chest. And that... Oh, bonking. And this is Nilson Alex's Go mode on Mitts at 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Ooh, he doesn't know if he's... Yeah, he should know if he's in Go mode, right?
Well, at the very least, he's gonna go into...
Or, I mean, rather, does he know... Okay, now he knows which dungeons are the crystals. He knew he was in Go mode, he just wasn't sure which dungeons he needed to do.
And there we go, that's Titos' Fire Rod, so Titos' Go mode 124.08.
Yeah, and he's heading to Meyer, doesn't have the magic to open it up.
Okay.
So he's going to Desert to grab magic or Meyer, potentially?
I'm just trying
Is this the play?
I guess it has to be for magic then.
Yeah. Makes sense. He's just gonna mirror out here. He's grabbing one more magic just for a good measure. It's a little bit low on health though. Meyer is a little bit spooky, especially when you're glitching around in there. But I mean, he has powder. He should be fine.
Yeah.
There's plenty of opportunities to get fairies in here.
Titos is now going into the back of Palace of Darkness, while Nilsson is opening up Misery Ma.
I mean that divergence, or that not divergence, but that like a little bit side trip to get magic. You know, it cost a bit of time, and right now
really
none of the runners can afford to just give away time like that.
Yep. It's in the seconds at this point. So yeah, will Nilson Alex just go for the God Ma and do this Ma very quickly? Let's see. It seems as though he is.
Yeah. Interesting checking which boss it is. Does have the ability to beat any boss. But I guess he might have wanted to know like how much magic am I gonna need in here?
Yeah. So yeah, Nilson Alex is going to be going for God Mad very shortly.
Yeah, and Titos is finishing up pod now. Is in Go mode as well. So you're just gonna have to mirror here, deal with Eastern, and then go straight for Skullwoods and then up to Gannis Tower.
Yeah.
But by the time Titos is done in Eastern, we'll have Nilsson like pretty much done here in Meyer, I guess. But then you have like what Nilsson's Ice Palace versus Tito's Skullwoods, and I feel like Skullwoods is always going to be more faster than that.
Yeah, that's what I'd be thinking as well. That's why I sort of gave Titos in my predictions about a 30-second GT lead. I think it's probably about a minute now. Again, this is just predictions in my head, so take it with a grain of salt, but our runners are definitely close here.
Yeah. I like the use of the cape, just dashing through the cannonballs. You don't wanna get stuck by dashing through there. It's one of those things that quick swap just lets you use some kind of different strats that normally you wouldn't be able to save time from.
So yeah, Nilsson will be the first one to face off against the boss, which is Mothula.
Yeah, and he's actually finishing up. He's actually finishing up Meyer quite a bit faster than I thought compared to Eastern.
Yep, Ice Palace left for Nilson Alex. Mm. And the
And
boss.
I mean, yeah, you have to take into account, like in situations like this, it's easy to just look at the hard numbers or like the hard factors of like how long does this take in an ideal world. But I mean, we also have stuff like just nerve can play a big role as well. Those kind of soft like factors that's hard to quantify.
Yeah, definitely. So Titos is now facing off against Argus, making short work of, well, the first phase of Argus. Whilst NilssonAlex is entering into Ice Palace.
Yeah, actually, I mean, yeah. Nilsson is going to be... I wonder if Nilsson might actually get this crystal before... his 7th crystal before Titos.
We will just have to see, because Titos still has to go all the way into Skull Woods. Still has to travel from the front to the back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to see, but it definitely looks as though time-wise they might be even closer than I thought.
Ooh, Nilsson is checking some of the easier chests on the way here. Hoping for maybe silver, so that is some extra time he's giving Titos. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, it could have been a key as well. But no, he's going to check this chest too, so he's definitely checking some.
Yeah. I mean, the only things I can think of are silvers and half magic.
Yeah, that would... like, silvers would... half magic would be nice, that, you know, especially if you face off a Trinex or stuff like that in the climb. But silvers would definitely... they do save time, so like checking the chests that are really close by, it makes sense.
I'm starting to think NilssonAlex might have a slight lead.
Oh, he didn't hit the switch, so he actually needed a big key.
Well,
that might have been why he was checking chests, because he skipped the big chest after he got the big key. That I can definitely sympathize with that, because I've totally done that too. But yeah, I mean, he's jumping down to this boss fight 1, 2, 3, kind of 4 seconds before Titos.
Although Titos has a slightly better boss in Mothula, whilst NilssonAlex does have to face off against Victorious.
Yeah, but I think Nilsson is gonna grab the crystal first here. Oh, actually, this is sync almost.
Almost synced. Well, you know what time.
Alright, yeah, it doesn't get more close than this.
Whoa.
I don't even... yeah, at this point, we don't even know who's going to be into GT first. We'll see who has the smoother climb up the mountain. So both is going to have to mirror here.
Yeah, it's the GT guessing game. Get your guesses in from 1 to 22. What are you guessing, Walter?
I'm going to say chest number 1, so we get a close racer.
I was trying not to duplicate guess, but I'll go for 1 as well then, if you're going for 1. I think we all want 1 for close race. They are synced up right now.
You can't get closer than this. This is going to be, if it's an early big key, this is going to be 100% execution here. They're both taking the same portal as well.
Yeah.
So, I think it makes definitely makes sense for Nilsson to do it. He hasn't opened up Turtle Rock before. I think Titos could actually save time going for the upper one, but you also take the risk of getting dead rocks, which could say lose you even more time.
Yeah. So NilssonAlex, accidentally ran into a wall. Now, which means Titos is slightly ahead, but Titos ran into a wall before that, pushed NilssonAlex ahead, so it really is neck and neck.
Yeah, these are the small things that could decide this race. Just a tiny bit of execution errors here and there.
Well, make sure you've got your guesses in for GT. I'm going to count the GT difference. So opening up is 29 for Titos, 33 for NilssonAlex. Titos has a 4-second lead.
Yeah, 4 seconds. That's nothing. Nothing in the climb. You can make or lose that so easily. All right, Titos is going left first. Nilsson is going left first too.
Yeah. So we are counting on Titos. Number 1 is a compass. Both our runners are going for the skeleton room. Number 2 is a key. Number 3, 10 bombs. Number 4, a key. And number 5 is a piece of heart. Titos is mirroring away. Do you want to do them?
They're taking the same route, so this is good. If we want a close race, we wanted to take the same route.
But yeah. Do you want to do a few more now? We've got 6 and 7. Just right, so I don't want to do all the chests.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see how the Give the rune goes here.
Yeah. Well, 6 and 7 were 3 bombs and 5 rupees.
Pretty smooth from both of them here. Ooh. Getting a little bit hugged there. So what, this is number 8?
Yep.
8, 9, 10, 11. We're still not getting a big key. And I think actually they got enough small keys that they could skip this one. But that would have been some time save.
Yeah.
They're both grabbing it. I don't definitely wouldn't blame them for that at all. Because at this point, like, you might not count how many small keys you have. You just grab it just to make sure you have enough keys.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, NilssonAlex is even on the same screen as Titos here, so I think I'm gonna count the seconds. Half magic.
Ooh, that's nice. Both getting it. Maybe even bigger for Nilsson because he didn't have much magic there.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. What are the chest counts at the moment? There should be 13 coming up normally.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is 13.
Yeah. Okay. We'll count from the next door the amount of seconds.
Yeah. The bottle, let's go. That's what we wanted, right? No, we want big key, right?
Okay, Titos 136, 36. NilssonAlex 136.41. 5 seconds between our runners.
All right, so Titos has gained 1 second so far in GT.
As far as I can see.
So we're up to 16, still no big key. If this, I mean, we go one more chest before Ice Armors, which is probably not going to be Ice Armors. Actually, it could be Ice Armors. We haven't seen Armors yet, right? But I mean, if it's not Armors, then just getting like a somewhat harder or like a boss fight on ice that you're not as used to, you know, that could make a big difference because you need to adapt to that real quickly.
It's like 40%, perhaps even more, that this is Trinex. Nothing in chest 18.
Yeah, and Titos is already even ready for Trinex, but it is Ice Armor, so all right, this is going to be pretty standard for our runners here.
Yep.
Both of them messing up the fast kill here. Let's go for some fire rod shots here. Oh, and he's splitting up the fire rod shots too. That's, you don't want to do that. And there's the big key.
Number 21.
So he's heading up the stairs at second 26. Nilsson is gonna head up the stairs at 34. Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations, Theo Timmerlin, on guessing 21 right. I'll check if there's anybody else who has. I don't see anybody else here. But yeah, these rooms, they're all execution.
Yeah. The entire race now is only up to execution. The only thing that could make a difference would be if one runner checks the chest on the way up and one doesn't, and especially if one of those happens to have silvers.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be the case here. But yeah, I think it's highly
Titos
likely.
having a little bit of trouble in the first room here, so Nilsson is gaining back some time that he lost earlier.
139.37.
He gets a clean room too.
139.42, still 5 seconds by my count.
Yeah, and I mean, Titos has mentioned that they're a bit newer of a runner, so like might not have as much of the gauntlet in muscle memory. Oh, we're almost tied up again.
Yeah, Nilsson
having a little bit trouble there, so now Titos is pulling away again. And we got another vanilla fight here, so we're not gonna see a Trinex today.
We're definitely not gonna see a Trinex, yeah. 1 Lambo down on Titos' side, 2 Lambos down, 3 Lambos down.
Yeah, Nilsson getting a 2-cycle here. Nice 2-cycle. Good jump from last Lambo there.
140.31 Titos' side, NilssonAlex 140.40. 9 seconds between our runners as Titos is rushing through the first of the guard rooms, I believe, defeating those with roads and going further up.
And they pretty much have the identical like magic used as well.
But yeah, I wouldn't know what the well, what are the chances of a Moldorm 2? I think that's what chat wants to know.
Yeah. Titos is checking. Did check one chest. That
yeah.
I mean, all time matters. Nilsson checking a chest, getting a key.
Yeah. So Titos is going further in GT, opening up to what would normally be Moldorm 2. It is Helmasaur this time.
Helmasaur, yeah, Helmasaur is a little bit of a tricky fight on this arena. And we see different strats here. We see hammer versus bombs. Oh, Nilsson takes a fall. That is definitely costing him time now. Because Titos is gonna clear out the boss here very soon, it looks like. Doesn't fall down there, and yeah, definitely have a bit more of a lead now. And we don't have much left where execution can matter. Like, it's the Aga fight, it's the Agana fight.
Yeah.
Nilsson going for the bow stress. Just use your cape, man.
So Titos is in the Aga 2 right now. It's 142.50. NilssonAlex has defeated Helmasaur. It's still anybody's game.
Yeah, gets a double to start with. That's
yeah, very good.
Start.
So 2-1.
Alright, still managed to save that a bit. This looks like a good.
Yeah. So both our runners are in Aga 2 right now.
Yeah.
Titos has defeated Aga 2 1-43-25.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough fight there, but it wasn't very a very nice Aga fight either with the multiple blue balls on that. So Nilsson having pretty much the same kind of issues here. All right, Titos jumping it down into Ganon while NilssonAlex defeating Aga 2. It's definitely Titos' race to lose at this point.
Yeah, 143.
It's not. He gets the one cycle here and probably gets the other one cycle here as well. Yeah, especially now with using the cape. Gonna have to be a little bit careful with the magic, but it should have more than enough. As Nilsson jumps down as well. So with Titos getting the one cycles, like it definitely makes it harder to catch up now for Nilsson.
Now, how many Tempered Sword spins are needed against Ganon? Is it 12 from my memory?
12, yeah. So ideal would get 4 triples, but we're gonna get a double start here, and then see if we can get the triples from here on. That's a good triple. Just need to be a little bit careful with that magic. But good switch to lamp if it goes critical. I think if we hit this triple, he only needs one more hit after that. And that should be it. Man, this was such a close race, and it was definitely multiple moments where it didn't look to be a close race. It looked like one was gonna run away one way or another, but yeah, this was insane. GG's to Titos. Really strong performance here.
Yep. Titos 145-59.
And yeah, big GG's to Nilsson as well. It's gonna finish up here. Not far behind at all. I think he only needs like 1 or 2 hits more here. There we go. Pig down for both of them. This is a less than a minute difference in the end here, which you know, with everything that happened in this scene, you know, it could have been a lot more in one way or another, just because of the divergence and all that. And not only the divergence, but you know, just everything that the early game was offering us and stuff like that as well.
Yep. NilssonAlex, get your GGs for him. 146-52. Again, just what can I say? Brilliant runners, brilliant race. Just, yeah. And we should be joined by our runners shortly. And GG's Titos and GG's NilssonAlex.
GG's.
GG's. So, Mac Boss, best game mode?
The very best. No, I was kind of afraid, of course, there can happen situations like the Moon Pearl thing here in our siege.
Yeah, this early game, it was brutal. I mean, it was pretty much, it was forced Cold Star fight with, what, 6 hearts? Green May?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually evil.
At least we have a Master Sword.
I want to forfeit so bad.
Yeah. I mean, you both had issues with it, which makes a lot of sense, because that's like one of the harder fights you could have, especially in like low percent. So So I can definitely imagine that both runners felt kind of behind after that point, because like it's hard to take boss devs and not feel behind.
So there was one death on my side. I don't felt that bad.
I had 2. I think it was like at least 2. I stopped counting.
Oh, okay.
I think you had to.
At least we got the bottle there, and I had a bug net also, so yeah, I just catch the fairy and the second try it worked out.
So have you guys talked anything about how your routing looked like in the scene?
No.
Nope.
So there was I mean, after Aga, you guys pretty much followed the same path up until a critical moment where Nilsson skipped left side swamp and Titos, you did it, which looked really bad for Nilsson at the beginning because mid's kind of important. But then like Paul just had pretty much everything else and forced Nilsson to go get that bow. And just like go back to swamp, get those minutes, but then you went into back of Feaston as well. I'm not sure exactly how much you had left at that point. Was it just like desert at that point?
It was desert and pot. I was never in pot before I found that bow.
Right. Yeah, so it was super hard to know like who was ahead. Like for one point it looked like the race was over and like Titos just had this, but then all of a sudden it looked like Nilsson was gonna have it, and then it was just like I think when you both grabbed your crystals, you were like 1 or 2 seconds apart at most.
I can confirm that. I think I said 4 seconds. It was really close from that last crystal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was good for entertainment-wise, but like I didn't enjoy this one. I think I enjoyed the one from yesterday a little bit more because I've had MC boss twice in a row now, so I'm kind of tired of the mode. To be honest.
That's very understandable. It's definitely been a bit of a dividing point on the reception of this game mode, I guess.
I mean, I guess it's fine technically, but it's just tedious with like because of the maps and compasses. I guess I don't think the whole boss shuffle is too bad. I think it's just pick your poison, go to that place because it got more items than the other place, or I mean, it's a tedious game mode. Like you have to pick your moments and. And I felt behind after the whole steer thing, so that's why I skipped left side the first time. I was like, I need to try and catch up somewhere, and I mean that didn't pay off, but it kind of in the end.
Honestly, I think it kind of paid off because you got to go mode, like you got to skip every item that was behind the midst, except for a bed of Ice Palace. Because you kind of forgot to hit the switch there.
No, I actually would just did it on purpose because.
Oh, it was on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna find ice. What is the big key somewhere? So.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. At first we thought you were looking for the mirror or for the silvers until we realized that you hadn't hit the switch.
I mean, if silvers was there, I wouldn't complain. But Turtle Rock, of course.
Yeah, we only saw one chest in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Nice shield.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking a lot about Turtle Rock, how it normally shuts out our runners. Again, at that point, we knew everything that was there, and it's always something dipping into Turtle Rock. I don't know if you wanted to say what your strategies were with regards to dipping Turtle Rock. Would you have just fully gone in there if, all the keys were, in the right order, or... Yeah.
I don't really know in the situation. There was so less stuff open for me, so I just say, okay, we'll have a look. I have to peek this. Maybe there is the fire rod in the place, so I don't know. Maybe I went for a laser bridge in this situation. But glad there was no keys for this.
Yeah. Just looking at everything, it was most likely in that Turtle Rock actually did have Shrine eggs. So.
Yeah. It would be better if the second bow was there in the first place. This would be very nice for me.
Yeah, that was definitely something else that was like up in the air because we knew where one bow was and we thought it was kind of unlikely you'll go back there too quickly, but there was definitely that other bow could have shown up anywhere.
Yeah, there was this point where I felt very bad because over clearing it felt not so good, and finding those boots after I don't know 1 hour and 20 minutes, I thought, okay, maybe Nilsson is finishing in a few moments.
I thought so as well when I was checking race time room in GT. I was like, why is Titos not done yet? I was like, why? Just finish me already.
Yeah. All of my matches were pretty tight. First one 2 minutes, now this one 1 minute. So I think our group is really even.
Yeah,
it's a good group.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many good runners in this tournament, so it's just bound to be a lot of like close groups. And I mean, just a couple of small decisions here and there can make such a big difference when the competition is so tight.
So, well, I mean, you've been talking about the modes you want. I mean, well, the modes you don't want. This one. What modes are you looking forward to for the rest of your races?
Okay, go on.
Standard boots or open hard, because that's the only 2 modes I haven't had so far.
Wish me in Rosia for the next one.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is I will say it, but yeah, I mean, the group itself. Yeah, so this would put you on 2 wins, Titos. You're on 4 losses now, NilssonAlex. I don't know how it specifically works, but
I mean, I'm knocked out, so I can't advance with 4-0.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still bully the other 2.
Yeah, you
maybe me.
I mean, my goal from now on is just to lose the next 2 races. That's my goal, to go 0-6. So that's my main goal.
You can like do your best to show off. Just down on your opponent.
I mean, I'm just gonna go full clown mode next time and just hope for the best and never look back. Like, just go full clown.
Did you have any like ideas before going into this game, like because of the situation you were in, that like maybe you should take more of a risky route to just maybe get an advantage or something like that, because of like kind of needed to win this one?
Not really. I mean, I guess maybe I felt pretty good with how I routed the seed up until Cold Stare happened. And then, of course, then I started to play a little bit more aggressive, skipped Skull, went for Thieves, and then, got hammered, went for Swamp, skipped left side, and then straight to, was Pod, and got all that stuff. So I was like, I just had to gamble. Like, there's no turning back. Hopefully I don't get too punished, and, I mean, just losing this seed with, a minute between us, and I think, routing decisions in GT, of course, could have played. I don't know how we routed in GT. And
same.
Okay, exact same.
It's like small things in the end. So, I mean, it's random. It comes down to stuff. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. You guys have any concluding thoughts?
Not really, more than GG's Titos. Fun playing you. Hope you like. I will look forward to the. I'm looking forward to the next game, and of course, thanks Walter and Goran for the commentary, and Samimas for tracking, and SpeedGaming for putting up the restream. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, GG's Nielsen. I also want to thank every person who's participating here in this restreaming, and yeah, I'm looking forward for the next match. It will happen on Saturday, I guess.
Who are you playing on Saturday?
Yeah, right. Against Dr. Bowser.
Dr. Bowser. You know what time it is? Or, I mean, I hope you know what time it is.
Yeah, it should be 1 p.m. Eastern time.
1 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, definitely a interesting race to look forward to. Yeah, I wish both of you the best of luck in your upcoming races, and yeah, big shout outs to Samimas for tracking today, and Goran, been fun commentating with you.
Sorry, yeah. It's been brilliant. So, thanks for the co-commentary, Walter, and yeah. Well, I'll give it back to you until I say thank you to everybody. But yeah, I guess this is now. So yeah, just again, brilliant race. Lovely to see you both here. And brilliant runners. Make sure to give them both NilssonAlex92 and Titos a follow. I'm sure I'll put a link in a second with regards to that. Yeah, thank you, Walter, for co-commentating with me. Thank you, Samimas, for tracking. And thank you, everybody, here for making this restream possible. It's been an absolute blast. Now, practically, I don't think there's a race sort of going on that would be main tournament that we'd be going to. I think there's a race in about an hour or so. I can't remember the race that it is specifically, so look forward to that. And again, there's just going to be tons more races in this tournament for us all to watch. So it's going to be brilliant. So again, thank you, everybody. That will be bye from me.
Yeah, it looks like next race coming up is 5 p.m. Eastern time. Magnet Hands versus Flip Heel on this channel as well. So it should be a good one for sure. Yeah, well, I guess we see you guys then. And if we don't, then, I mean, joke's on you. It's going to be a good race. All right. Have a good one, guys.